Happy Valentine's Day, guys. I want to say that first. I know that by the time I upload this sermon, it's probably not going to be Valentine's, obviously, a few weeks from now, but Valentine's Day, I like the holiday, because it's about love, and if you know me, I have such high interest and respect for, like, true love. Not just whatever everybody else wants to say is love, but true love, like real love. And in this world, that can be hard to find these days, you know? Just because someone says, I love you all the time, doesn't mean they love you, necessarily. So you gotta be careful about that, okay? And with hearts, humans, we have these hearts, they're delicate, they can be easily broken. Yeah, we can put up a tough image sometimes, but we all have our emotions, and it's just a matter of how we show them, if we hide them or not, if we show them. But hearts are easily broken, so that's why we have to be careful. But who we don't have to hide ourselves from or be cautious around or wonder if they love us or not, we are guaranteed one true love, guaranteed. We might find love in this world with humans and stuff, romantic love, friendships, anything like that, but we aren't guaranteed those unless it's part of God's plan. But what we are guaranteed, true love in Jesus Christ, who is God's Son, who truly loves us. And don't go look into the world when you want to be like, what is love? You know, what do you define love as? What do I define love as? Well, when I think of love, it's not just like this off a whim thing. You see someone, you're attracted to them. Oh, they're pretty. Oh, they're handsome. I think I love them, you know? You spend time with them and all of a sudden you start thinking you love them. Or they love you, and it might seem like that. Okay, there's so many stages, you know, like when you're in middle school or you're a kid, you know, crushes and stuff. And yeah, we all have the diary entries. We're meant to be. I love this person. I love whoever, you know. But that's gonna fade because, you know, I've had middle school crushes and childhood crushes since I was like 7. And now if I look at it, it's just something funny for me to look back at. Yeah, maybe we did have some feelings for them and care about them, but do we truly love them in that way? So, you know, Jesus, I've been noticing, love is a common word in the Bible, actually, if you think about it. It's not like one of those random things that's sometimes every now and then in the Bible. There's a lot through the Bible. Love, loved, loves, all of it is in the Bible everywhere. And so, me being such a believer in true love, I like seeing that, and I noticed it lately a lot and stuff. So, there's so many verses. I didn't come with a plan thing today because there's so many about love, so I'm just going to tell you what comes to my head. First, I just want to tell you, there is that one verse that says, there is no greater love than this, but to lay down one's life for someone else. And that's exactly what Jesus did for us on the cross. He came here, he was perfect, we're imperfect humans. We are not worthy of love. Oh my gosh, don't let me get started on this, but Jesus, God's perfect Son, came down, left heaven, decides to come here, perfect, in this sinful world. Oh my gosh, imagine, you know, like he was surrounded by what we're surrounded by, and that he looked at all of us, not just me, not just you, not just some random, you know, maybe the people that you look at as better Christians than you or whatever. No, he looked at every single person that has ever been on this earth and came down at the very right time in history, that moment, to show his true love for us. You know what he suffered on the cross? That's true love. You know, people can show up at your door and give you roses and say they love you, but are they going to lay down their life for you? You know? Is it true love, or is it just what you think is love? Because true love can be defined in the Bible. We have to go to the Word for truth, not the world, what the world tells you. You know how much it's on social media? Love. Okay, some of it might be, but some of it's not what it looks like. Okay, so we have to stay in the Word, and that's where we're going to find the definitions of true love. So this verse, 1 Corinthians 13:4-7, it's very popular when we think of love, but really, we need to actually think about what it's saying, and actually, that's like the highest definition of true love, all the attributes of love, the word love itself, what that means. So, love is patient, love is kind, it is not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, it does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrongs. That's what it says love is. So, and also, before I start going into that, I also want to say, there's this verse too, God is love. It just states, God is love. that's why we have love, because God is love. Without God, we wouldn't have love, okay? We wouldn't know love, because it also says in the Bible somewhere that we love because he first loved us. And you know, if you know love, you know God. You know, if you don't know God, then you don't know what love is. So let me go back to this 1 Corinthians 1, they'll break it down. Love is patient. In this world, it is hard for us to have patience. There are people that are going to let you down, or you want this to happen now, or all these things go on, just get in the way. But love is patient. So let me also replace this, since God is love. Let's do it that way. God is patient with us, okay? God is patient. We, with our faulty humanness, you know what we put God through with ourselves. But no, he knows that we're going to be like this. He understands, and he's patient with us. He gives us time. He gives us time to figure out ourselves. You know, there are some times that we are not the best versions of ourselves, but he's patient with us and helps us get to the best versions of ourselves. And love is kind. God is kind, okay? I mean, when you think of who you want as a future partner in a romantic relationship, or even friendships, you want someone who's kind, okay? Kind. You think about what kindness is? It could be little things, it could be big things, but in all, it's going to be kind. God is kind to us. It does not envy. God does not envy. Envy is one of those words that's going to take me a second to actually, you know, we know what envy is. When you envy someone, it's not something good, okay? When we envy, we are like discontent with what we have. We want more, or we envy what that person has. Maybe you're single on this Valentine's Day. Welcome to the club. But, you know, maybe sometimes when you look at other people in the world that seem to be in love and all this stuff, and it's like, man, I wish I was that person. I wish I had what that person had. Well, maybe you don't. You don't know what that person has actually gone through. You don't know if that's actually true love. And we shouldn't do this, because we know that God has a plan for us. If he has someone out there for you, it's going to be worth the wait to find that special person, instead of always trying to rush around and try to get what everyone else is going after. No, God knows. That's why he's letting time, you know, it takes time for good things sometimes. And maybe it's going to happen fast. Maybe it's going to happen years from now. We don't know. But either way, we know that God has the right person for you, if that's his will. So we need to just relax in that, you know. Sometimes when you're alone, you don't have someone on Valentine's, it can be kind of depressing. It's like, man, everyone else out there is getting all these things, but I'm not. I don't have someone to come show up and celebrate with and give me a box of chocolates or just be with, you know. We don't need to envy, though. And, because that's not love. It does not boast. Love is not going to boast. Okay, there are a lot of people in this world who might boast or be arrogant or just talk about themselves, and you can just tell, you know, when someone's boastful. But love is not boastful. God is not boastful, you know. God doesn't go around boasting about anything, you know. It does not dishonor others. If you're in a relationship and you have someone you're dating, or someone you're with, you know, in that romantic type, but they're not going to dishonor you, okay? They're going to honor you and, like, put you first and want what's best for you if you truly love someone. If someone dishonors you, I think that tells you right then that's not love, okay? And it is not self-seeking. Love does not, you know, for example, if you're gonna be with someone, it's because you love them and you care about them genuinely. You want what's best for them. It's not about yourself. You know, maybe some people in this world might just want to get with someone because it might help them, their esteem or whatever, you know, if they're popular. Maybe you're in school and, like, there's this person that wants to be with this person because they're popular, and it might be to help them to get more popular, or just anything like that, you know, anything in the celebrity world, anything in even just your basic lives. But love is not self-seeking. God is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. That's also kind of related to patience, but God is not easily angered. You know, we mess up almost every step of the way in our lives, but God is not angry with us that easily. The second we first mess up, sometimes we have these lies in our head. Sometimes it's like, oh, I messed up. God must be so mad at me right now. No. God's like, that's my child down there. Yeah, they're in this world. He knows this world is dark. He knows it's not easy here. But he's looking at us like that, and he's like, okay, they're going to get through this, and I'm going to help them through this. I'm not just going to leave them there and be mad at them for a second they mess up something wrong, whether it's a mistake or something like that. And last but not least, it keeps no record of wrongs. That's just Jesus right there. Forgiveness, basically, keeps no record of wrongs. When we ask forgiveness from God, after we've messed up all these times, all those past sins in your years, your whole life, I don't know how old you are, but we've all sinned every single day, all day. But when we ask God, forgive me, Lord, I'm sorry, and you're genuinely sorry about that, God loves us so much, he's not going to keep the record of those wrongs. He forgets them. He erases them, So when he looks at you, he doesn't see that. He sees you, his child, his cleansed child through Jesus' blood. And so that's the end of the 1 Corinthians right there. So, I just want to go ahead and just tell y'all, love involves deeper things than just like the initial attraction. Like, I believe there are all types of love. Yeah, there might be love at first sight, because in the Bible, how many love stories God has written? I like thinking about that, because I like writing love stories myself, and imagine God writing love stories. So there's different types of love stories he's written. Every couple has a story, and so like, is it Isaac and Rebecca? Like, the second they see each other, when they hadn't even known each other, this man goes out to go to this other little town to find a woman for Isaac. I think I'm saying the names right. I think it's Isaac and Rebecca. But so this man goes there. Rebecca agrees to come with this stranger, and she's coming. She's riding in on, I don't know, a camel or something. She's riding in, and she sees the man in the distance. She's like, who is that? Also, at the same time, Jacob sees this lady coming. They don't know that they're about to be set up, but they already initially are just like, they know it's love, like, second, it's like the love at first sight moment in the Bible, and they're like, who is that? It's like, that's Jacob, that's Rebecca. Oh, and then the second he's there, it says he loved her. He loved her. That's one of those love at first sight moments. So, but I don't think that was all in, if God's writing your love story, I don't think that was all in, like, attraction, just physical attraction, That was probably, like, an emotional connection, too. If you know me, I love emotional connections and stuff. So, so I think it's more than that. A lot of times in this world, you're gonna be like, oh, these people are attracted to each other. Oh, that's love. No, people, that's lust, okay? Yeah, when you love someone, yeah, you're gonna love their physical appearance, too, but because you love them so much. But it's not all about that. It's not going to be just based on that. If it's based on that, that's not love. That's just lust and physical attraction. We can't go by the outside, though. This needs to be an emotional connection between two hearts, two souls that God puts together and binds them together forever. So love is a lot deeper than what the world makes it to look like, makes it out to be, basically. It's deep. It's sacrificial. It's like, I need you too. So these two people come together, and that's true love. And on Valentine's Day, we just need to remember that. We get so caught up in just like wanting someone to be there to give us our chocolates and our roses, or to give those to someone. I don't know who you are, but so I just want to make sure that all of us, including myself, all of us, we just keep that pure vision and knowledge of what true love is, because a lot of times it can get twisted. So we need to come back. Love is patient, love is kind, love does not envy, love does not boast, it's not self-seeking, all that stuff. So that's what we need to keep in our minds. And if you don't know what love is, if you're confused and you've got all this stuff around you, you've got opportunities to go for someone, or you want someone, make sure that you go to the Lord first and just ask him, what is love, God? I want to know. I guarantee you he will help you with that. He's given me such a good vision of it, and he can give you that too. I just want that for you, so we can all go forward with pure hearts looking for love instead of worldly visions of it. And yeah, happy Valentine's Day, guys. Jesus loves you.